Hey there, kiddos. Said earlier today when I realized that there was another, possibly last, offline versus CPU challenge events that I'd probably come back today, have some sort of content. Now, I understand I did at least two pretty quick vids since then. Partially because I'll show to on the next screen again, I guess, in case somebody watches this and didn't watch the last one. I'm not going to talk about it as long during this one though. There was a change at some point. I haven't played every day lately, so I don't know if it came today, the 23rd, which I mean it's not the 23rd for me anymore. But during this past server reset, I don't know if it came then or some other time, but it definitely was at some point this week for sure, and would have probably had to have been in the last 3 days. And at least in my mind, it kind of makes sense, you know, when you switch over, you know, the new Hut Champs, the new competitive seasons, and drop a special event for offline versus CPU, that you'll also do a slight little kind of tuner / update, whatever. I don't know how much else has changed. I also am not online. I'm not following the forums or really anything at this point anymore, because I would just kind of assume that there'd be almost nothing in there from EA or even EA adjacent folks, as well as from average fans talking about NHL19. They would just be talking about 20, and unless they're insiders or whatever, they would just be talking crap about 20, because they would have no way of knowing what's going to be in there other than what has been publicized by EA, and that's all been covered. That was like a month ago that was available. So anyway, I wasn't sure. I was gonna drop the broadcast start at the beginning of kind of this little screen here, so that you'd at least be able to see the stars go across. Because I'm kind of guessing that we're not going to see much in the result of this challenge here. But I also wasn't sure, because one of the 3 objectives, or you know whatever, for the challenge was to have a shutout. And you look top left and you think, well, you had a shutout, dummy. You won 1-0. Sure, but hopefully I can kind of show in like the game stats or something. We went to it was literally the longest shootout, that either the longest shootout I've ever had in this game, or the longest one that I can remember for a very long time. Maybe I had super long ones early on in the game, like versus like rookie, when I had a terrible team and like none of my guys could score or something like that. This was a bit different. I scored first, they retaliated. I scored again, they retaliated again. And then I wasn't like I scored every one after the initial 3. But like I think I scored 4, and they notched it. I probably missed 5, and they missed as well. And then I hit 6, and they matched it. Just kind of back and forth like that. I think I also missed 2 in a row, and just got kind of saved by either my goalie or people who are more than capable of shooting, at least, if not puck handling, like Burns. Just like, it was stupid. He basically just mostly just skated forward, not even moving the puck very much, and just kind of like went all the way straight forward right into my goalie. I was like, okay, unless you were trying to sneak it 5-hole, which is, you know, what we used to call goalie rape. I guess we don't use that term anymore, unless that's what he was going for. I don't see what the value of that was, especially with a dude like that who could just basically just come a little bit out of the blue line, not even have to get up to the dots, and just rear back and jack a slapper. Have a pretty good shot at getting it past. And then it was like when I would score, no matter who it was that I was up against, they'd suddenly have like the best play ever. And one was a shot in which my goalie literally didn't move, and it wasn't like, you know, coming up against these 99 overall, 99, you know, pure shot dudes who, you know, who are blasting. I've got a few on my team, and they managed to get those shots. And Marty Jones was unable to get his glove on most of those. He did barely get his glove on, I think it was Tavares' shot, and so then it grazed his glove and then grazed the iron just enough towards the outside that it missed. But yeah, one shot for them just seemed odd. Like like my goalie, it wasn't a blast. But it wasn't like a knuckler or a changeup either. It was just kind of a standard shot. That honestly, the beginning of the game, you know, again, like 10 months ago, I at least would not have considered it to be a total blast even back then. It was a little bit softer, a little bit weaker than that, and it was like as if my goalie like didn't move, and it wasn't as if they put a bunch of crazy moves on first or whatever, and so he was like unaware of like where the puck was going to come from next or whatever. It was basically just one of those kind of zoom out a little bit, slowly, slowly move forward as you go to line it up, and not even a big windup, just and also not not one of those again super fast snap / wrist shots either. Just like a really standard shot that a end game free agent goaltender should at least react in some fashion to, and he didn't. It went right in for him, and they had to have that to keep going, and that was one of the ones that they had to keep going. I don't know if we made it to 10. I think 6, 7, 8. So I'm pretty sure we went like at least 8 or 9, and then obviously I was going first. If you can't tell based off the descriptions I've given so far, and the fact that I'm the away team here. So in the final one, I managed to bury another one home, and then my goaltender came to the rescue. So again, I was thinking. I couldn't really remember. I was like, so does this count as a shutout or no? Because technically, they scored like 5 goals. Just that, I scored 6, and they were all in shootouts. So it counted. Got the star. Got them all. Got the mini FAP. So we're gonna go ahead and open that. This screen, as I said earlier, is the only change that I have noticed as of today. And I don't know when these changes came into effect. It would seem very odd to me if they made a change at the end of the game, as this is. Well, I mean, I don't mean like the end of the game I just played, meaning like NHL19 is over, right? Like there's very little left in the game, and I basically just finished what little is left. I can now play the final one if I feel the need to get the untradeable Brian Boyle. So this is the change. It just shows down the middle like this, as opposed to some on the left and some on the right, because the ones on the left would be daily objectives. And so it used to put up a bunch of different stuff for those 6, some on the left, some on the right, even when you'd have those daily objectives already completed. And I would have to go back to my own broadcasts from like a month or more, not a month, a week or more from now, to remind myself just exactly what it would show over on the left side when the daily objectives had been completed. I honestly couldn't tell you, because that very top one is part of the progression objectives for the Owen Nolan, and it's the only one that's active. So I don't know, maybe they used to put over on the left side like progression objectives that had been completed, as opposed to showing like daily objectives that had been completed. I really don't even remember, and it's been basically a day, like less than 24 hours since I think the last time I saw what it used to be, and I couldn't even tell you what it normally used to say over there on the left side. But this is the new normal. This is what it is. That's the only change that I've noticed to the game. I haven't played online, so if there's anything done there, I don't know. If there's anything outside of Hut, I don't know, because I don't give a fuck. I don't play outside of Hut. I mean, I have a little bit, but very, very, very little. And in terms of gameplay, my very first game, I felt like things were a little bit different. Some stuff seemed like a little bit quicker. But that was about it. Nothing that I could say for sure. And I'm far from expert on these things. So in game stats, so there you go. I was off. I guess I scored 4 and they scored 3. It felt like a lot more than that. And I guess there's no real. Okay, yeah. So we did go. I was right. We went 9 rounds. It's either a record for me or it's pretty fucking close. I guess you got a total. Pardon me. I mean, I guess you could go twice as many as we did, and still not have to rotate back to your first one, because you do have 18 position players out there. I don't. Okay, so yeah, in the end there, it was actually I follow. So I guess I should take that as a sign. I guess maybe I should stop trying to put I follow up on the auction market, even though clearly in a month's time I would never be able to get the same number of coins for him as I could right now. And I've been asking for more than he normally goes for, because I just kind of need the extra coins. Even though through these challenges I picked up about 10k coins today. Yeah, it looks like, as you see there, I was talking about Burns. He missed, and then I follow puts it home, and then Thornton misses. That doesn't seem very likely to occur in real life, but that's fine. We'll take it. That was the 9th round. We scored 4, they scored 3. We get the 1-0 win. So there you go. I guess we could go over here, right? And it would show. Yeah, and shootout. We'll show down to the bottom. So let's see how close I was to whether that was true. So Medano first. Looks like rips it home. We're good. And then Kane misses. And then I score. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. This is not in order. Can't be. Oh, these. Okay, those are goals. It's all events, though. Oh, so they. Okay. So they. I've never had to look at this like this before. So all right, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that is accurate as to how it ended. Burns missing. I follow making. Thornton missing. I think. I don't know. But I had Hemsky and Makita both miss. For them, Pavelski and Carlson seemed crazy that they missed. Nyquist I wasn't really whatever about. But Hurdle put one home, as did Couture and Evander Kane. I mean, their whole team is just awesome. But Hurdle scoring and the rest of those guys not scoring seems like a little less likely, in my opinion, especially with Couture putting it home as well. And then on mine, oh, that's actually Medano with the save. That's not a goal. Okay, so that makes sense. So Medano missed first, and then Kane made, and then I made 2 in a row. Something, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's move on. There you go. You get to see the stars. I didn't know I could do that. Recreate it. It's almost like I planned that. I absolutely did not, though. Let's go ahead and end the game. Look at my stats, like just how terrible they are. Even through three periods in overtime, I had 10 seconds of time on attack. I just don't give a shit at all about TOA. Clearly, I don't care about passing percentage either. And part of that in this particular game, though, just happened to be because I had I had 34 total penalty minutes. It shows that they were 0 for 3 power plays. It was kind of weird though because I had 2 different 5-minute periods and it clicked too fast for me to see. One was a game misconduct, taking away one of my top centers. So I guess that's why he didn't get a chance to take any shots. That would be I think probably, yeah, I think that was Messier, and before him, or it was Sakic. So I think both. Here we go. I'm just gonna keep doing this for you. Keep seeing stars. Messier and Sakic both got the boot from the game, I believe. One of them for sure, and the other one would have gotten a 5-minute. And so I guess, you know, if the other one didn't get booted, they were unable to participate in the shootout. Either way, I think they both got the boot. So the 34 minutes is, you know, accurate, but it seems like it's, you know, it seems more weird like that. So basically the entire game I was playing you know, my 3 on their 5, and yeah, was trying to find a way to eke out the you know, the shorthanded goal against them, you know, and it just wasn't happening. So let's go ahead and finish this game. And clearly TOA I will have to care about in the 9th challenge if I do want to get that sweet Brian Boyle, because that's the requirement for TOA. In case you didn't know, here it is here. Same thing with getting a shutout. Difference being, and I pointed this out in a previous broadcast before I started any of this, I felt as if this one would be more difficult, not necessarily for the TOA, because, you know, I can basically, you know, whatever you want to call it, boof it or nerf it, by basically just doing nothing but TOA, running around in the offensive third with the puck, particularly in a 6-minute game. It'll be a little bit more difficult on All-Star versus the Ducks, but I feel pretty confident I'll at least be able to get that aspect of it done. And then getting a shutout, for me, it sounds strange, maybe, but I think it's pretty reasonable. For me, the difficulty in getting shutouts is that I have to score. So, like, I can find ways, whether it's puck ragging or whatever, especially if I'm already doing a minute of puck ragging in the offensive third to begin with. You know, I can find ways to try to keep them from getting too many chances to score against me. But, you know, I'm still going to need to score if I want to get the shutouts. That sometimes becomes difficult. However, I still feel like the bottom one, winning 4 more faceoffs than your opponent, is, in my opinion, clearly much more difficult than winning 5 faceoffs. If I realized that I was about to make that statement again, as I did earlier today when these were all locked and I had not started the challenges, I would have checked the face-off stats during that last game, and now the game is done, you know, I can't. So I probably came close to 4 more than them. But I'm going to guess probably didn't get it. I was probably close, but probably didn't get it. Just, you know, because it, at least for me, particularly on All-Star, particularly against a good team like the Sharks with good centers, good at faceoffs, you know, being 5-on-3 for, you know, more than 2/3 of the game, even into the overtime period completely, just, you know, it seemed like it was tough to get faceoffs. And then I had on the penalty kill, I had Makita, and his whole line was completely depleted. Like the energy was basically like a little blip, just basically like a couple cunt hairs, basically is what I'm saying. So he just had no energy basically, and he was taking all the faceoffs, and he's good at faceoffs. You know, he's my third line center, and he's also, you know, the reason why he was in there, I guess, is because he's my second line PK center, and the other ones had been knocked out of the game. So he had to take a bunch, and I got some, but, you know, not as many as I'd like. Either way, let's get to the fucking point, right? So here we go. Here's what everything was for. The mini free agency pack. I did this earlier today, I think. Nami? I don't know. I think it was earlier today. Um, and also, by the way, I noticed this like today too. They're saying 6.5 days left on these packs. So, that gets you into September. So, um, and some of, not all agency sets go all the way to NHL 20, for another, what, depending on how you look at it, 14 to 20 days beyond that, indicating, in a lot of cases that they got like 22 days left, I think. So, that's actually, um, it's actually 16 more days beyond this, or I don't know, 15 and a half or whatever. Um, so I'm not really sure during those, whatever that is, 15, 16 days, even if it was 14, it's still 2 weeks. What are the special packs that they're going to bring out at that point? And aren't they going to have draft collectibles in them? And if they're not free agency packs with draft collectibles, like what are they going to be? And they are entry draft collectibles. They're not the other draft collectibles from the draft packs. I think they were different. I wasn't really around for that part of it, so I don't really know. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to do special packs that can give you draft collectibles. And it makes sense. They would probably sell at least some NHL points, and so those are add-ons. And people, if they're still sitting on a ton of coins, and I don't know, maybe don't feel like they've got players left to buy, maybe they'll drop some coins on a pack. Now I got 40.5 right now. I could buy a premium, for the stream, as it were. I don't really feel like doing that at the moment. So we're gonna rip this mini. It's untradeable, but let's check it out anyways for the probabilities. Once again, it's in my view, it's basically like a gold pack that has a chance at a draft collectible. You're guaranteed a gold common, and a little bit less, 5% difference, that gold common is going to be 77, 78, or 79. Not that it fucking matters at all. You also have a slightly better than half of a chance, slightly better than a coin flip on 80 plus. As I mentioned when I went over all of this, I think at the beginning of today, maybe yesterday, I forget when that was. It's the 80 plus is technically 80 through 99, 80, 81, 82, 83, and then all the way up, 97, 98, 99. You're not getting any 99s out of the mini free agency packs. People are spending coins on these things left and right. If they're still in the game, you're just not getting 99s. Maybe if you do and you get lucky, it's probably going to be a pretty crappy 99. But you know what? Fuck it. I'll take just, I don't know, all three of the Lightning plays of the year. Stamkos, Kucherov, and that other guy. You got a 1 in 5, 20% chance at a draft collectible, and that's really all that matters in these packs usually, because if you do manage to snag an 80 plus, it's typically going to be an 80 or an 81. You might get super lucky and get a gold rare base 83 overall, I don't know, Phil Kessel, like the previous 45 of those that I've had, that if you didn't know already, as an untradeable, just go right back into the mixer for trade-ins for more gold rare player packs. Those are the odds, even though this is not where we're opening it. So let's get it done. I'm not looking at the timer. I think we've gone close to like half an hour. It's kind of stupid. It's pretty long. So for anybody watching this tomorrow, let's get a good poll. I don't go with the clickbait thumbnails and the clickbait descriptions and and tags and all that to be like, oh, crazy, insane, massive pull. Bro, it's August 27th. You know, I mean, it's just move on. There's no such thing as that. Like, yes, out of the 5 player items, if 3 of them are exactly the 3 Lightning Plays of the Year cards, yes, that would be an amazing pull, and I would take everything back that I just said, and I will, for the first time in, I don't know, 8 months or so, go on my fake channel, and I don't know what I would do with the thumbnail, because I'm not prepared to like create one quickly or whatever. So maybe the thumbnail would still suck ass, but I would at least be able to do the clickbait and be like, look what I fucking pulled. That's not happening though, so no worries. Let's get something for the people watching at home though, right? Something. Gold Common, Tanner Fritz. Sweet healing. And there we go. There it is, folks. Defying the odds. This is no joke. Right here, most of the time I believe I've had this I've had this recorded. These things are alive, man. I cannot. Well, I can't fake these things. People maybe could. I don't know. I don't know what you do with the timer up there that's counting down to the next half hour before the next daily rewards pack is gonna run up. And people that actually know how to manipulate video live would be like, yeah, that'd be super easy to fix. And I'd be like, all right, then you do it, because I have no idea. I just have no clue. I can't fake it. This is now at least the 4th, maybe the 5th in a row mini FAP, mini free agency pack. I showed you the odds. It's 20% to get in one of these things. If you pull 5 times 5 of these packs, on average, you're supposed to get 1 of these draft collectibles. 1 of them. 1. Literally 1. I don't know how many times I can say 1 out of 5 on average. You know, if you pulled an infinite amount of them, you'd get, well, so let's not go infinite, because then math gets weird. But that's how the odds are true. So let's say like a significant amount. So 1 million. You pull 1 million of these things. 1 out of every 5 of the million. So 200,000 of them would on average, within a margin of error. So say like, I don't know, maybe like 190 to 210,000 of them would include an entry draft collectible. I have now pulled 5 in a row, 5 straight. If you want, I got 28 more minutes until my rewards pack comes up. I got shit to do tomorrow. I was supposed to be in bed and fast asleep. Certainly, I don't know, at a minimum 2 hours ago. But I would be more than happy. I'll rip out the spreadsheet. I'll get pen and pad if I need to. We can do the math. And then, of course, people that are good at math are like, yeah, I can do that right now. But it's basically, 20% or 1/5 to the 5th power, I believe, right, is what the math would be. So, screw the spreadsheet to verify. I'll just pretend like I know that that's what the math is. Go with this one here. So, yeah, so that to the or is it 5 factorial? Hey, someone's here. If you're logged into YouTube and want to go ahead and comment, feel free. Alert, I haven't completely finished it yet. This is a mini free agency pack, of course, an untradeable format that we got from completing the 8th of 9 challenge in the challenges that just released today in NHL19. Probably the last offline versus CPU event challenges that are going to come out in this game. Of course, unless they continue to do something after NHL20 is already out, and I wouldn't suspect that would happen. Just in the two days where I played for a few hours of NHL 18 last year while waiting for this to come out, I didn't really notice any like newish looking stuff, but I would have no idea because I didn't buy the thing until September of last year, both games, 18 and 19. So it's late. I'm trying to think about this math, but I think it is to the fifth power, and for some reason on this thing I can't seem to figure out how to tell it to do that. So so to get 2 is 0.04, 3 is 0.008, 4 0.0016, 5, is this correct? 0.00032. Yeah, and I'd have to get my spreadsheet out to figure out what that is in as far as a fraction. Is that right? That seems like a kind of high percentage. See, then we gotta, you multiply that by 100 to get the exact percentage. That's way too high. 0.032%. Still pretty low, clearly. But that's what I just did. Did 5 in a row. Mini free agency packs in which I got the entry draft collectible that comes at 20%. So again, I don't know what that math truly is. I don't know if it's 20% to the fifth power, which I think is kind of what I just did there because I just kept multiplying 0.2 by 0.2 5 times, or if it'd be like, I don't know, 0.2 5 factorial. I don't fucking know. It's too late. I don't feel like doing true math at this point. I clearly can't think straight. Let's see if we get anything good in this pack. Another gold common. How about just like, there's at least there's 3 more player items, and clearly we're not going to get anything good from a non-player item because they're untradeable. So let's get like the three plays of the year Tampa Bay Lightning players. No big deal. Yeah, that's stop giving me arenas. They're useless even in tradable formats. Silver rare. So that's 3 of the 5 players. Sweet healing. Contract. All right, so I mean, it counts as a gold rare, counts as an 83 plus, counts as an 85 plus, but happens to be the base alumni Doug Gilmour. So more or less useless, but thanks. And then finishing it off with the ever awesome bronze rare. So we did get the Doug Gilmour. It's not a terrible outing here. We picked up a couple of gold commons to go with it as well. But it's all about that entry collectible. I'm telling you, the odds are crazy at this point, and I know for a fact I got 40K sitting there right now. I could buy 2 more mini faps right now, and they'd be in tradable formats. So if I did rip like a sweet card, but that like wasn't good enough that I would want, I mean, I don't know. Even this Doug Gilmour probably goes for like max 2,000 coins, so it's not like it would be really anything too crazy that I would expect to be able to get too much value from on any card that I wouldn't actually want. So the tradable thing just means that I'd be able to quick sell the healing and the contract if I wanted to, or any head coaches particularly, but the arena is pointless. The quick sell on the tradables on those are 25 coins. If you need 25 coins that bad, what are you doing in your life? You know what I mean? But certainly, I don't know, a tradable collectible even would be pretty sweet. However, and clearly doing that, spending 20K and getting a tradable collectible, no matter what else you get in the pack, you basically just doubled your return. Assuming you can get 40K for it, you probably could. But I know that making this big of a deal on a live stream where there was a person in the room that opted not to comment if they were able to, probably just left, because this is really all that we're doing here. But now that they're gone, I could, for the lulz and for the trolls, I could go off and even buy a premium free agency pack that comes with a 39% chance of a draft collectible. But I'm pretty sure that lull would end up being on me when I rip a bronze collectible instead. But pretty pleased with this. Not gonna lie, pretty pleased. When I saw these challenges today, I was pretty excited. As you can see, this is not me. This is not how I usually roll. I understand my team is probably about as the best it's kind of ever been, but at the same time, this one actually I had to do more than once. I'll admit that. But the rest of them, just because I don't know, it was kind of tough to do or whatever. But the rest of them, I got 3 stars first time through. I was doing stuff like this one here. I don't give a shit about the jersey packs. I just don't. So I looked at that and said, okay, I'm gonna put the controller down. I'm gonna be technically AFK. I'm still gonna be close to it though, while I kind of go take care of other stuff, and I'll come back. And unlike online games or anything like that, they don't keep rolling. You got to come back in and hit X to continue on to the next period. So I basically did that in this game, probably both of the jersey pack games. Certainly not that one. I needed the draft collectible, and I think like even this one, I thought like, well, whatever, it's a gold pack, but it's it's untradeable. So how great can it be? And then again, certainly this one here, it was just like, all right, well, maximum 2 penalty minutes on that one, and this one don't take any penalties. Basically the same exact thing. So on both of them, I was just AFK, and then I came to the game kind of towards the end of it and was like, all right, well, they haven't scored, so win the game is still a possibility. That's I believe one was win the game, the other one was get a shutout. Again, they hadn't scored, and they hadn't had a ton of shots against. It wasn't really close to 10. So I just decided to play, and ripped it through on all three stars. And then this one was the one I just did just now. And again, as I said at the very beginning of this broadcast, I was not sure, could not recall if they were going to give me the get a shutout thing, because I could have sworn that I haven't gotten that in the past when I've won in shootout, when they've scored at least 1 goal against me. But I don't know. Maybe it would be, and I don't think there's any examples in here. Maybe it wasn't a get a shutout one. Maybe it was like a, like number of goals against, like maybe a max goals against or whatever, something like that. So maybe that's what it was that I was thinking of that I didn't get in the past. So wasn't entirely sure. Pretty stoked that I got it. I didn't have to take more time to go back in, play another game where I'd got the 1,000 coins, got the 10 hits and the 5 face-offs, and then just had to play for the dub. Knock that out. So all that's left here, as I said already, get another shutout. All-Star Ducks. Going to be a relatively tough outing. Going to have to put up a minute of TOA. Might have to knock that out in the first game, then come back and try to get the rest. It's not as though I'm going to be not trying to get the face-offs and therefore not trying to get more than 4 more than them, but it could definitely be tough. I really do want to see this Brian Boyle. Why am I? Oh, that was weird. Oh, okay, that was the challenges. I thought that's how fucking tired I am. I thought that was the sets. So there's this Brian Boyle. I looked just earlier, about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours ago or less. Again in the Predators under collection for this card, and because it's untradeable, obviously it's not going to be out there on the marketplace. Just to see what the card is. His handles look like they're pretty shitty, and that, along with the defense being at 94, could be part of the reason why it's 94 overall. They had to find a card that they could give us, basically for free, that would be essentially the best that they've ever done so far. And this qualifies as far as overall rating is concerned. Like most of the cards, it's going to have a 99 skate. I'm going to assume that it's going to have 99 on all skate stats, except maybe not in endurance, and that would be a bit of a bummer if it's super low, like 90 or less. assuming it's a card that I would consider a game with. Synergies could also matter. And then 89 on the shot for a forward who doesn't have really good defensive stat. I forget exactly. I have to go back and look at one of his standard cards. I guess we could go in and look at one of his regular cards, see if he's got anything close to a 94, and um, see what those stats are, and then just kind of go linear from there and see what that would mean. Pardon me. See what that would mean if it went linear up to 94. Pardon me, jeez. Yeah, but I was in I don't follow Boyle. So I think he should be in the in the Predators collection for his other cards, and I've been all through Nashville today, basically looking for that card, his 94, and it's not there. So I'm guessing he doesn't have anything kind of close to a 94, or I would have noticed it. At least with Nashville or whatever. Yeah, so highest one is an 86. And it's a trade deadline one too, which kind of sucks because those might have had a boost to them. The hell? Yeah, here's the hut cover Subban. I was wondering about this. I was talking about this earlier today. I didn't get this. I never got this card. I don't know if I had a choice to take this and I took maybe the Middleton instead. I don't know why I would have done that. Because I do have the Middleton. But I was thinking that maybe I had a McDavid like this instead. I could see maybe making that choice, taking the McDavid instead of the Subban, because I think a lot of these you had to decide like as soon as you started playing the game, and this was my first year, so I was kind of clueless. But day one out of the gates card here, it's got for the boys synergy, so there's that. 86 speed. And of course, it's a card that doesn't have quote unquote face stats. They don't show them on the actual card, which makes me have to go through a little bit more. Oh, Jesus Christ. 69 slap shot accuracy. Like, yeah, no, it just never needs to be out there. So I had 80 and 79 on power, and then 72 and 69 on accuracy. And those synergies for the boys could help that a little bit, but not much. And HT might be a boost to shot power, but Hammer Time is more about body, so be like body checking and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just this is not a good card even on day one. So I don't know, maybe I did have that choice and I opted not to go with it, and instead chose something else, like the maybe either the pardon me, either like a McDavid or the yeah, so either the McDavid or the like the Middleton, I guess. I don't know. So this is 86. With the other cards in 94. So we'll just add 8 to these. So or we can just factor. No, that's no good. So acceleration would be 96, as would be agility. Balance would actually be 99. Endurance would be 86, and speed would be 95. So it's not linear. We know that already because first off, it says the skate face stat is 91 here on the 86, and the 94 would be again 8 higher, and that would bring 91 up to 99. So I guess that could kind of be possible because it is a 99. But let me do that again. So 96 acceleration, 96 agility, 99 balance, 86 endurance, which doesn't seem to impact the skate overall as often, and 95 speed. I don't see how or why that would be considered a 99 skate, but I guess maybe it is. Shot at 81, adding 8 again would be 89. That's in line also with the card. So you add 8 to those, and it is not a good card. It's 93 on the power, and it's less than that clearly. It's 80, 87 wrist shot accuracy and 86 slap shot accuracy. Not great. The handles showing here at 78 would be 86. I think that was what it said as well. And that's basically 86 across the board, with hand-eye being 87. So that kind of makes sense. Checking would be at 98. I don't remember if the 94 was a 98 in checking. I thought I remembered it being kind of high, at least in the 90s, but I don't remember exactly what it was. So body checking would be a 93. Strength would be a 98. Aggression would be at 93 as well. Durability would be only an 80. Offensive awareness would be an 87. Defensive awareness, though, would be a 94. And that could add to his defensive stat, which the face stat being an 86 clearly would bring defense to 94. I think that is also in line with the card. Let's see. So shot blocking. Did I do this already? No. Shot blocking would be a 93. Stick checking plus 2 to that, 95. Face-offs, not that it matters. He is a center, but I mean he's not taking face-offs for you. It would be a base of 88, and then with the 5 different synergies that would be possible for him, I'm sure he'd have at least one that'd be activated. Plus, on my team, there's always a team-based one that adds plus 2, so he'd still be like either a 92 or a 94. Really, just not good enough for me. And plus, like almost my whole team is just nothing but centers that are solid. So just not much of an interest there, really, honestly. Poise, again, this is just if they go linear plus 8 to this card, and I don't think that they're going to. I think they're gonna boof up some of these underlying stats. Poise would be an 85. Discipline, that's a 6. Okay. Discipline would be really bad. Or low. I guess it depends on how you look at it. Because it's not necessarily a stat or an attribute, it's more of a trait. But it would be 75, and then fighting skill would be 90. And so it really just kind of come down to synergy, playability, handedness, that kind of stuff. You got the size, and so to get on the body, maybe makes some sense. 6'6", 245. He does shoot left-handed, though. So, I mean, honestly, my guess, if every stat that I just called out is what that card is, it would be a card that I don't feel like I really have to go after, number one. And number two, it would be a card that most likely I would add to the team for like a game, maybe two, just to see how it plays. And that means that shooting left-handed and clearly not being good enough to play as a forward, he really wouldn't even be good enough to make my blue line RD spot. But I'd put him in over on the right side on defense, maybe even on the first line, just to see, what he's capable of, which would kind of suck, and the synergies would have to really match up because I am kind of skating thin. I don't know if that is a pun, but it was intended. Because I've got a few of the team-based synergies that are basically exactly 10 right now. Because I've been adding in certain players that just don't have those synergies, even if they're rocking a +2 on 5 different synergies, they don't have those team ones. And some of that would get fixed if I just go with my backup goaltender as a free agent card. I have the Kincaid in as my starter, so that helps. And at the moment, I've got oh geez, I've got the high end alumni Moog in from the objectives and milestones thing. Just because I needed him for whatever one of the ones he's got that he adds +1 to, that I would have had to have chosen any other goalie for that, and for whatever reason, because he was higher up on the list of my goalies from an overall rating standpoint, I just opted to slot him in there, and I haven't taken him out. I did choose a goalie when we had that draft goalie choice. I went with the DiPietro as opposed to the Damko, and so he does have, I think more than 2 synergies, and they're probably +2, but it's not the same as the free agent ones that have +2 for all 5 of the team-based synergies. So I mean, I could basically just look for the cheapest price free agent goalie card, and I've got 3.5 minutes, and this Brian Boyle being a trade deadline, and the thing that I'm looking at being a bit confusing, to kind of suggest that maybe he either, yeah, it's weird the way it's listed, like the number of teams. It says his current team is Stars, and then the formers are the Kings, Rangers, Lightning, Leafs, Devils, and Predators, and that he was drafted in 2003 by the Kings. So it kind of suggests that whole list that I rattled off was the order that he was in, which would have meant that he had played on the Devils and then got traded to the Predators at the deadline, and then became a free agent. So fuck it, I guess we'll check Devils real quick, and I gotta get this done in less than 3 minutes, so I can go check on that other thing that I was just talking about. And clearly it's going to be less than 86, you'd assume, if he... there we go. So he had a prime time, 84 and 82 minus 488. Balance is 96. Yeah, I don't know. Seems maybe true that it holds up. So let's go over quickly in the next 2 minutes to the mark. Oh, jeez, that was not necessary. I don't know what that was. Like, apparently Joe Nieuwendyk is my all-star. I don't know. I don't go in there very often. So let's see if I can find this in an auction quick enough before stuff goes down. Previous broadcast, I was talking about how cheap legend goalies go for. Bauer obviously is a little bit lower rated than Smith or what the fuck? It's too late. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here for free agency, and it's like in the middle, so I don't know why I always go down like that sometimes. Goalie, free agency, there's 73 of them. I mean, you can get Crawford for 128 in the next minute. Spoiler alert, that's the one you want. It's +5 for those two. Best card in the game as far as goalies go. But I don't feel like paying 270 for it, and I don't have 270. So let's see. Lowest buy now. Let's go less than 6 digits. So there you go. I had this Subban somewhere else. I don't know what the hell happened to him. But starting off at 70K. And in the next 12 hours, this is 68. Might max out at 80. 38 seconds. There you go. +2 to all the team-based synergies. And a player that you probably aren't looking to have start for you, I would guess. But unfortunately, that means there's nothing super cheap as far as how I would define cheap. So let's see, what is that? Is that 65 or something like that? So let's see how many are listed currently at maximum price range of less than 65. There are none. So it's kind of expensive in my opinion to be spending on a backup goalie. Let's go ahead and rip this free pack. Let's get the plays of the years in here. We couldn't get it anywhere else. Oh, my bad. I didn't. No, let's pretend like I actually meant to not do the animation. 250 coins. We'll take it. Could be worse. Could be better. That's gonna be it for this one. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, because wait, what? I don't know. Anyways, peace out. I was just trying to find it so I could do a picture of the draft collectible, because that was really the only thing that was worthwhile from this broadcast. Have a good one, yo. Catch you on the flip.